Sorry, SNA assassinators. I don't know what is up with my webcam tonight, but as I was saying before, I got interrupted by by the by this camera. By this webcam on the podcast. But I made another video, and this is the third clip of the Raw review on tonight on June 3rd. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Ricochet going right up on the top rope. This is where he tried to go for, I believe, Too Fast, Too Furious superstar press. But this is where Braun Breaker got up and tried to attack him. But this is where we got Ricochet move right out of the way, right on time. This is where Braun Breaker tried to sneak up from behind and spear him. But this is where he gets caught with a super kick right into the face. This is where we got Ricochet to go up right up on the top rope. This is where then he tried to go for go right up on the top rope. This is where we got Braun Breaker. This is where he still had him right up on the top rope. This is where he picks him up. This is where then he did something amazing, like something that he would rarely do, and that is his. And then this is where then he hit his uncle and his dad's infamous Frankensteiner right off the top rope. This is where he sent him right to the bottom right side, the diagonal corner. This is where Braun Breaker was like, time to break him in half. And then this is where he spears him right into in that corner on the bottom right side. Try to go for a pin. He got the 1, 2, 3. And the winner of this match, Braun Breaker. And then this is where then we got Braun Breaker that threw Ricochet right into Symbol of Steel steps. This is where he was about to. This is where then he was about to do exactly what he did to that Dixon guy on a couple weeks ago, which was a squash match that ended in a DQ finish. Not DQ, no, a knockout finish. Let me rephrase that. This is where the Braun Breaker tried to smash his head like he did the Von Wagner, but this is where then we got. This is where then we got Ilya Dragunov was coming out of the ring. This is where Braun Breaker spotted him, tried to throw it right into Dragunov's face, but he moved right out of the way. He moved fast, hit Braun Breaker with a big right hand right into the face, and started beating him until he fell right over the barricade in the upper left side. This is where then he had him sending him running right in the audience. This is where then we got Ilya Dragunov to help out his new best friend, I guess you could say. But this is where then he started checking on his new, I guess, best friend, you could say, Ricochet. This is where then he was like, yo, you all right? Like, he didn't beat you up too badly. And this is where Ricochet didn't look like he was doing decently fine. But this is where we got Rey Mysterio did a little pep talk right onto do a little pep talk right on to what's his name to Ilya Dragunov. This is where the Rey Mysterio's like. This is where he was like, yeah, the Judgment Day is taking way too much away from me, even my own son. And then he was like, and yeah, we're gonna get we will get some payback soon, once and for all. And then, yeah, Carlito will be in it as well. Like, now that he wants to be associated with the Gothic group. This is where the Rey Mysterio's like, but this is where he said, like, and you will get your revenge right on the Carlito. But for now, I have to worry about Damian Priest tonight in the main event. And then he was like, and again, the number one thing I am gonna do to Damian Priest is going to go straight, tip my first shot straight into the head. And then that's his big power, and that's Damian Priest's power. He's like, he thinks that the Judgment Day runs Raw, like that doesn't even include like the Viva Rasta, like that doesn't include the LWO, like. This is where Zelina Vega's like, yeah, Mysterio's right. He's absolutely correct. And this is where Rey Mysterio's like, I'm going to deliver that message to Priest man to man, like, and face to face, like, and I'll do so with the greatest power. And he's like, and he's like, and this is where then he's like, did the catchphrase Avia Rasta? And then this is where then there's like, let's go. Like, let's get this. Let's get started. And this is where the Rey Mysterio was continuing to get prepared for his match against Priest. And what's your thoughts on this? And for those that watched the match against with him against Priest, what was your thoughts on the match? And do you think it definitely delivered and did it deserve the number one spot of the best match of the night? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And but for those that didn't watch it, y'all did not know what y'all were missing because these guys definitely burned the house down metaphorically, not literally. They definitely put on one hell of a performance. It's like if it was a world championship match rather than a non-title match. That's my opinion on how I thought about the match. But let's move on to the next slide. This is where we got Natalya entered the ring. This is where we got Jackie Redmond and let Kiana James that she's seconds away from making her in-ring debut tonight. And then she and it's against Natalya. And she was asking questions like how excited that the former women's tag team champion was excited for this moment. This is where Kiana James explains, well, that guy, as you know, and Natalya is one of the accomplished superstars in all of WWE history in the women's division. And he was like, and I've been learning a lot from the current Raw GM, Adam Pearce, lately. The business side thing. And he's absolutely fabulous in his job, despite the difficult circumstances. But now I thought that it was the perfect time for me to get in the ring. And I specifically asked Adam, for this match. And I have huge aspirations here on Monday Night Raw. And to beat Natalya, the boat of WWE, not only that will validate the 1%, but it's perfectly a step for my rise to the top here in my run on Raw. And then this is where then she made her entrance right onto Monday Night Raw. This is where then we got Michael Cole then named a couple of other jobs that Kiana James had before she stepped foot inside the sports entertainment business. This is where then she then walk herself in the ring with to get ready for her match against Natalya. And I gotta admit, even for being like a women's mid card match, it still was pretty good. Despite it was not no kind of number one contenders match or some main event worthy, but it don't have to be some main event just to be a good match. It could be just in the mid card or the lower mid card, the main event. What if there's a championship on the line or not? As long as it's something that's bringing in that prestige of entertainment, that's all it counts. But this is where both of these women are grappling her out. This is where we got the former two-time women's champion did a wrist lock right onto Kiana James until Kiana James started doing a handstand and flipping right up and do a kip up. This is where she did a wrist lock right onto Natalya. This is where Natalya did the same exactly what Kiana James did. But this time she hits a hip suplex right onto the businesswoman. This is where then she goes for a pin, but this is where Kiana James kicks out at 2.1. This is where we got Kiana James trying to go for a headlock right onto Natalya, but this is where Natalya counters it into a back to belly maneuver. This is where Kiana James roll out of it, try to go for a headlock, but this is where Natalya then outsmarted her and headlocked her until Kiana James tossed her right onto the upper left corner turnbuckle. But this is where Natalya flips right over the turnbuckle with Kiana James trying to attack her and try to bulldoze her right through it. But this is where she moved. This is where Natalya moved out of the way, dodges her. This is where then she goes for a wheelbarrow roll up. But this is where Kiana James immediately kicks out at 1 even. This is where then we got her then going for a botched sliding roll duck. But this is where Natalya then cooperated with her and went for a cannonball roll right over the WWE's top business woman in the women's division, I guess you could say. This is where she went right to the right side. This is where she goes for a leapfrog. This is where we got then we got Kiana James to go for a flip. What's that? A dodging. What's that flip with her laying on her back? This is where with her legs up. This is where the Natalya flips right over. But this is where we got Kiana James going for the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling, the surprise roll up. But this is where Natalya caught her into an arm bar. This is where then then Kiana James did not let her grab onto her whole arm. This is where she flips right over to another roll up, but still got her two even count. This is where we got Kiana James grabbing onto her arm. This is where she was like, painful, like my left arm. This is where Natalia was like, oh, stop it, like you're just faking here. This is where the Kiana James move out of the way. She gets tripped over right into the face, right into the turnbuckle. This is where we got Kiana then starts stomping right onto Natalia. Referee was like, hey, stop it. Like, you're not doing yourself any favors right now. This is where then we got Kiana James like, what? Like, you need to shut up and do your job. This is where referee's like, I am doing my job. Like, or else I wouldn't be counting you from getting off Natalia when she's hanging on to the ropes. But this is where we got Kiana James start hitting her shoulder, her left shoulder to be exact, right onto Natalia, right to the bottom right side. This is where she did a little backflip until she hit her with her shoulder right into the midsection. Try to Irish whip Natalia right to the upper right side, but this is where she gets countered. And this is where Natalia tries to throw her right to the upper left side. But this is where we got what's her name? Double outsmarted her, Kiana James, and threw her right to the upper right corner, upper left corner side, diagonal from where they were standing at. But this is where Natalia bounced right off, like if she was a female Randy Orton. But this is where she then hits the Natty by Nature, which is her signature move right onto Kiana James. I don't know how Kiana James got back up after taking such a maneuver. This is where she tried to go for a right hand right onto the Queen of Hearts, but this is where the Queen of Hearts blocked her blow and hit a right hand to her face, and then started repeatedly doing that like 3 more times. This is where we got Kiana James shoving her right to the right side, but this is where we got Natalia then try to go for a clothesline, but this is where Kiana ducks. This is where Kiana James then try to go for a boot right into the face onto Natalia, but this is where she grabs onto her foot, slams her down face first. This is where she landed right into the ground. This is where we got Natalia going to the right corner side. This is where she then leap and then stomp right onto the back of the head and the back of Kiana James. This is where she bounced off, hit face first right into the turnbuckle, went right through the left corner side. This is where then she hit missile drop kick. This is where or basement drop kick. Let me rephrase it. This is where Natalia thought this was gonna be it, but she haven't learned from the previous times when she used that move before. But it only got her a 2.6 count. Like this is where Natalia's like, you gotta be kidding me. And this is where the referee's like, nope. Like it was only a 2, and this is where she tried to go for a back suplex on the Kiana James. Kiana James flips right out of it. Like she kind of botched the flip though because she fell right into the ground, but she got back up. This is where she did try to grab onto Natalia into a waist lock, but this is where she gets hit, elbowed into the face. Natalia then countered and hit a waist lock of her own, and then turned it to a German suplex. This is where then the Queen of Hearts then dragged onto Kiana James. This is where she shouted out to the crowd in Hershey, Pennsylvania, saying, "Come on, Hershey!" And then this is where then she go for a sharpshooter right onto Kiana James. But Kiana James grabbed onto the banner of the apron right onto the right side. But this is where Natalia did not give no dams, and this is where she pulls her right off the apron, brings her right to the middle of the canvas. This is where but this is where Kiana James kicks her right in the face. This is where she went to the right side, hits her with the 401k right out of nowhere to Natalia. Go for the pin. She gets the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, Kiana James. And I want to give a ginormous congratulations to her in her debut match on Monday Night Raw against one of the interview with the New Day. This is where she started asking with Karrion Kross Karrion Kross trying to intensely destroy what's ever left with the New Day, and as they know it, and this is where. And then this is where we got Kathy Kelly's like, is that any pressure for y'all's match against the AOP? This is where this is where we got Xavier Woods then start denying it. Just Kathy, you should know this by now. There's plenty of people that try to split us apart, but they failed to do so. And Karrion Kross, he did not know what he's getting himself into. We're not gonna leave each other with. And then this word, then we got Kofi Kingston. He did not know we've been doing this for almost 10 years now. And then there's a real good reason that we're together. We're the best ever that could do it in the tag team division. And then and there's plenty of guys that's been trying to go between the New Day, but they all failed. And he's and then there's a pain and the Authors Pain is just the next team that's going to try to split us up, but they're just going to fail, just like the rest of the guys that try to pull us apart. And this where. And then this is where Kofi Kids and you know what, Kathy? And then this is where the Kofi kicks in the high pitch we scream because. Then this is where they start chanting New Day Rock. And then this is where the Killing Cross then said it with him that one time. He said this is where he's like, yes, I love that chant. Ever since I knew you guys, and it's just the same that y'all not the same anymore. And you know why that is, gentlemen? Because the power of positivity, and that is dead. And this is where Kofi's like, oh, okay. You think the champ don't hit the same anymore, and it don't hit as hard. But we do, buddy. And your boys gonna find out tonight. And he's like, and that's gonna be the hard way, because that's how you like it, Kerry. That's what you say, right? And this is where Kerry Cross yeah, that's why I always say, so you don't have to refresh my memories when I already know it. And I still know it by heart. And then this is where then Kofi's like, okay. And this is where then he asked Xavier Woods to what's that? Asked Xavier Woods to come here with him. This is where we got Karrion Kross then pull Xavier Woods to his side. And this is where he was like, now Xavier, I got something to say to you. After tonight, when at the end of y'all's match against my boys Razor and Akam, you're not gonna have to worry about following Kofi around anymore. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not saying, and I was like, now I'm not saying that Xavier Woods gonna split from Kofi per se, after Karrion Kross made that comment to him, but it has me wondering, what will it be if Xavier Woods let that get into his head and then cost him and Kofi the tag team match? And do you think that's what happened? I'm not sure exactly, but thanks to the distraction of Karrion Kross, would help the Authors of Pain a little bit, in order to put away the New Day members. But we're gonna get to that in just a moment. But for now, I'm going to talk about Braun Strowman right next. This is where we got the monster of all monster was in action as well tonight. And that, man. Before I get into that, this is where we got Sonya Deville then was freaking out about Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill was in the same building as the A Word. This is where she was she was like, oh no, y'all should be worrying right now, Shayna and Zoe, because Cargill and Belair are in the building, and they're not supposed to be there, are they? This is where we got Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark was like, girl, relax, we're the ones that invite them over here because we're supposed to have a match with them, about 7 days ago. We never got a chance to, even though they successfully defended against the two girls that's on their roster, but we never had a chance to fight them on ours. And now we're finally gonna get an opportunity for their tag team championships. This is where we got so. And then this is where the Sonya Deville's like, yeah, but this is not making you you, Sonya, And then this word then Zoe Stark agreed and confirmed, saying, yeah, you just won't stop harassing us. This word then Shayna Baszler was like, and also leave us alone because we do not want any of your advice that you're trying to give to us because we don't need it. And this word then Sonya Deville was like, okay, you don't have to take my advice. And then this is where we got. This is where we got Braun Strowman against Carlito. I was like, I don't think I ever saw this match before because of plenty of reasons. Because one, like last year when Carlito made his return, Braun Strowman was over on Monday Night Raw, while Carlito was on SmackDown when he made his return. And plus, Braun Strowman suffered an injury like about a month after WrestleMania, that year's Mania, WrestleMania 39, I believe. And also, like the last time where both of these men were on Monday Night Raw, it was for separate reasons. Like with Braun Strowman was on his way of being in a feud with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, that year's Mania in 2020, and WrestleMania 37 in 2021, while Carlito just made a one-off appearance by teaming with Jeff Hardy against Elias and Jackson Riker, which they still currently under contracts in WWE, of course. This is where we got Carlito kicks Braun Strowman right into the gut to start things off. It went right to the right side, hits a European uppercut, but this is where we got him trying to go for a bottom rope because that did not put him down. But this is where Braun Strowman grab him around his neck, throw him right to the upper right side. This is where then he charged right at him, but this is where Carlito moved out of the way. This is where he bounced right off the turnbuckle, with Carlito following up with a drop kick right onto him. But this is where Strowman then hit a big shoulder tackle right on him. And then this right after Carlito's like, now that's what I'm talking about. This is where Braun Strowman mocked him. No, that's what I'm talking about. This is where then we got Braun Strowman grabbing onto Carlito. It's a big fist hammer right into the chest of Carlito. This is where Braun Strowman then started doing it to his hands. And this is where he's like, Carlito's about to get these hands. And then this is where then he sent him right to the upper right side. This is where he started giving him these hands and started punching him right to the midsection. This is where then he did a toss, right from the bottom, not the bottom, the upper left corner side, right to the bottom. This is where he sent him right to the diagonal corner into the bottom right field. This is where then. But this is where we got Finn Balor and JD McDonough try to interfere, but this is where they get clobbered by Braun Strowman. But this is where Finn Balor tried to grab onto his arms. This is where Strowman tried to release his arms off of Carlito, but he got locked into an arm lock. But this is where we got Carlito then attack Braun Strowman from behind. This is where he tried to go for a backstabber, but I believe Braun Strowman flipped right out of a reversal. And I was like, man, I think this is the first time I saw a backstabber got countered in a wrestling match overall. Like, because I don't remember nobody countering out of a backstabber from Carlito before, and not even Mercedes Moné, like, and not even when she was Sasha Banks at the time when she hit backstabber, or anybody that hit a backstabber, or even Alberto Del Rio when he was in WWE. Like, I never seen nobody counter out of a backstabber before. This was the first time Braun Strowman did this, and let me know in the comments about this if you noticed that too. But anyway, this is where we got Braun Strowman got back up on his feet. This is where we got Strowman then hit a reverse choke slam right on the Carlito. This is where then he went for the cover. He got the 1, 2, 3, and I was like, wow, that was very easy. Like I would expected a power slam to put him away, but not a reverse choke slam, and that haven't put nobody away since 2016 or even 2017. But it did put him away right here. It's still technically his finishing maneuver, along with a few more other finishing moves, which including the power slam. But this is where we got what's his name? JD McDonough and Finn Balor came in and did a post-match beatdown by beating up the monster of all monsters and an outnumbered this event. This is where we got Braun Strowman flips both of them out of his way. This is where Dominic Mysterio tried to swing him with a steel chair that was in his hand. Hit a right hand. This is where I was like, you better start